Assalamu alaikum. 1 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Tarannum Salman. The headlines. The government has decided to initiate negotiations with the International Monetary Fund for the revival and stabilization of the economy. Pakistan and the US held delegation-level talks on Afghan reconciliation process at the Foreign Office in Islamabad today. The Supreme Court has constituted a committee for safeguarding the rights of minorities. Deputy Chairman Senate and Speaker of the Turkish Grand National Assembly have discussed in Antalya ways to further increasing the existing bilateral relations. Pakistan has urged international community to take concrete steps to alleviate the sufferings of the people in occupied Kashmir. And now the news in detail. Minister for Finance Asad Umar says the government has decided to initiate negotiations with the International Monetary Fund for the revival and stabilization of the national economy. In a video message, the minister said the government inherited 6.6% of fiscal deficit, more than ₹1 trillion of unaccounted for losses in the energy sector, and an unprecedented and debilitating current account deficit running at $2 billion a month. Asad Umar said after taking into account the current situation and consultation with the leading economists, the government has decided to approach the IMF for an economic recovery program. At the start of the business today, the interbank exchange rate of dollar increased to 134 rupees with a rise of 9.75. It may be recalled that in yesterday, the rate of the dollar was 124.25 rupees in interbank. The economic experts say that the reason behind the increase of the dollar value is the decision of the government to take loan from the IMF. Meanwhile, at the start of the business in Pakistan Stock Exchange, the bullish trend is recorded with 878 points increased in 100 index. Pakistan and the US held delegation-level talks on Afghan reconciliation process at the Foreign Office in Islamabad today. The Pakistani side was led by Foreign Secretary Tahmina Janjua and the US side by its Special Envoy for Afghanistan, Zalmay Khalilzad. The two sides discussed the Afghan situation and its reconciliation process. Security, defense, and diplomatic officials from both sides attended the delegation-level talks. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Fawad Chaudhry says the government is taking decisions to help the country stand on its own feet. Speaking at a function in connection with Postal Day in Islamabad today, he said the government wants to mobilize resources to run the affairs of the state, but it cannot add more burden on the poor. Amjad Javed Salimi has been appointed the Inspector General, Punjab Police. A notification to this effect has been issued by the Establishment Division. The Supreme Court of Pakistan has constituted a committee headed by former Chief Justice Tasadduk Hussain Jilani for safeguarding the rights of minorities. A three-member bench of the court, led by Chief Justice Saqib Nisar, heard the case about the rights of minorities in Islamabad today. The court directed that the committee should have representatives of the Federation and the provinces. Deputy Chairman Senate Salim Manviwala held a meeting with the Speaker of Turkish Grand National Assembly Binali Yildirim in Antalya, Turkey, and discussed bilateral relations. The Deputy Chairman is leading a parliamentary delegation to represent Pakistan at the third meeting of the Speakers of Eurasia countries' parliaments being held in Antalya. Pakistan has called on the international community to take concrete and meaningful action to alleviate the sufferings of the Kashmiri people living under Indian occupation. Taking part in the debate in the United Nations General Assembly, Pakistan's permanent representative to the UN, Maliha Lodi, stressed the need for a peaceful settlement of the Kashmir dispute. She said, as a party to the Kashmir dispute, this is UN's long-standing obligation to solve this issue. Maliha Lodi during the debate also highlighted Pakistan's achievements in the fight against terrorism. She said Pakistan's military and the nation had crushed and eliminated terrorist groups from its territory. On the third day of the first cricket test against Pakistan in Dubai, Australia in the first innings were 133 for no loss at lunch. Earlier, Pakistan in their first innings scored 482 runs. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.